So it looks like Wolves are finally looking to make another summer signing. It's going to be a busy end to the window, but Austrian international and Stuttgart forward Sasa Kalajdzic is set to become the newest Wolves player. In today's video, as always, going to be giving my thoughts, how the move came about, and we'll get the expert opinion later on in the video as well. Let us know your thoughts on this signing, guys, in the comment section down below. Do you think Kalajdzic could be the man that helps Wolves' goal scoring worries and at least starts putting the ball in the back of the net for us? But in regards to this move, it was first reported last Monday on the 22nd of August that Wolves were in advanced negotiations with the Bundesliga club Stuttgart about an agreement. At the time, it was reported that Stuttgart wanted in and around 25 million euros for him. That came from well-respected German journalist Florian Plettenberg, and things over the last week have advanced, and it's become pretty likely, especially I would say over the last 4 or 5 days, that this was going to happen. It was just a matter of when it was going to happen, really. Wolves had initially bid around 15 million euros, which was rejected. Stuttgart really holding firm. They wanted a lot more money for him. The player then didn't take part in friendly matches or training games to help try and keep himself fit, really, and try and get this deal over the line. And then it was reported yesterday that a fee was finally agreed. It's thought to be in around 18 million euros plus add-ons. The add-ons are apparently up to around 7 million euros, so that will take the deal up to about 25 million euros, plus a small sell-on fee for Stuttgart. Of course, we'll get the expert opinion on Kalajdzic shortly, but from what we know about him, obviously he's 6'7" forward, adding an incredible amount of height to our front line. Wolves aren't a particularly tall squad anyway. Obviously, we've got the height of the defensive players, but going forward, pretty much most if not all of our players are sort of 6'1" and under. You got Jimenez, who's got a little bit more height to him, but this is going to give Wolves an option that we've not had in a long time. The last time we had someone of this height was actually an Austrian player by the name of Stefan Meyerhofer, who I'm sure plenty of you will know. I'm hoping this move goes a little bit better than that one, but it's going to offer us a completely different option. It's been spoken about and talked about it over the summer that Bruno Lage wants a slightly different profile, someone with a little bit more height, and this obviously does fit the bill perfectly, really. Fantastic record in the Bundesliga. Had a couple of injury issues, which I guess we'll talk about shortly. But when we actually look at his record for Stuttgart in Germany, 60 games he's played overall. During the minutes that he's played, he's got an average of a goal every 167 minutes. So that's less than a goal every 2 games, which is a good record for a forward. And an average of every 111 minutes per goal contribution. So that means every, more or less close to every game, he's getting a goal contribution, which is a fantastic return for a forward. Already this season, he's played 3 times for Stuttgart, not scored, but got 3 assists in those games. And that's what Wolves need. Not just necessarily someone that's going to score all the goals, but someone that has got the confidence to be a link-up player, to bring other players into the game. And I think that's exactly what Kalajdzic will be able to do. Now, I asked some questions to a German journalist who reports on Stuttgart, Simeon Kramer, who gave his thoughts and gave us some more information on the player. Of course, if there's anything else that you want to know about him, I'll leave Simeon's links in the description down below, and you can ask him some questions over on his Twitter. But here is what I asked him.
Well, thanks for having me at your podcast show. My name is Simeon Kramer and I'm working for the local press here in Stuttgart. So I'm responsible for reporting about VfB Stuttgart. Therefore, I know Sasa Kalajdzic very well. Sasha has been in Stuttgart for I think 3 years and I watch him since day one. So I know him pretty well and I think I can answer all your questions. First of all, I think you're getting the best player from Stuttgart. He's the squad's best goal scorer in the last 3 years and the fans' favorite. So it's a tough loss for Stuttgart, and he was also highly ranked in this year's transfer market. So I think it's a really great signing for you guys. because Sasha is a tall, a big center forward. On a physical basic, I think he's probably the perfect striker in the box. He can reach high crosses, he can reach high corner kicks, and you can feed him in the box. You can play him the ball in the box, and I think he can do everything with the ball in the box. He also has a big body where he can defend the ball against the defenders. So it's very difficult for a defender to get the ball from him. And he's nearly unstoppable when he's against a single defender. When the ball comes in the box and he does a header, I think you can't defend him because he's that tall. And you can bring the ball from everywhere in the box. I think he can reach everything. And I think the most dangerous part of him is his playing style. Yeah, he is big and he's not the fastest, but he can play a pretty good ball. So his technique is very good. His skills with the ball are also very good. And in Austria, he used to play in attacking midfield behind the strikers. So I think he knows how to play ball. He has a good first touch and he knows how to play with the players around him. So he's not just the typical striker in the box. I think he will come back to midfield often to get the ball and launches an attack himself. So I think he's more like Harry Kane when it comes to a playing style. He not just fits in the box waiting for the ball, he also get to the midfield, getting the ball, and not just waiting in the box. I think that's very dangerous and I think he can do it all. Yeah, center forward is his best position. As I told you before, he was used to play in the attacking midfield in his old times. But I think he's a bit too slow and not fast enough in changing directions to play now in attacking midfield. So I think his strongest position is definitely center forward, and he can also play with two strikers. So if he has a quicker and smaller striker next to him, that's a pretty decent duo because he's tall, he's strong, he can reach any ball, and the more speedy striker around him, running around him, that's pretty dangerous. Stuttgart used to play like this in the first three games of this season now. Sasa didn't score a goal, but he assisted three goals as a center forward. I think that's really good, and he can score goals, he can assist goals. I think he's the whole package. Yeah, I think injuries are his weak spot. In his 3 years at Stuttgart, he had two major injuries. He missed his first season with a bad knee injury, but I think that's completely healed and should not be a problem for the future. But last season, he missed the first 15 games with a really bad shoulder injury. So that's probably the reason why his goal statistics and his numbers aren't so good because he missed a lot of games. He needed a few games to get back on his level, to his limit. So his goal statistics aren't that good. But I think if he can be healthy, if he don't get injured a lot, I think he can fit your system very good. Yeah, that's a good question. To be honest, I think he needs to gain a bit more weight and needs to get stronger. Yeah, he's tall, but I think he's a little bit too skinny. He has to get bigger, if you know what I mean. Because playing in a cold, rainy night in Stoke against a massive defender is different than playing in the more tactical Bundesliga. Because, in my opinion, the Premier League is more physical. So that could be a real change for Sasha. But he has the body, he has the football IQ to be a top striker in the Prem, I'm sure. But he just has to prove it. Yeah, his reputation with Stuttgart fans is simply perfect, I think. He's a likable, he is a friendly and open-minded person. He's a really nice guy. He's a really nice guy, to be honest. You won't have any personal issues or any problems off the field with him. So he's from Austria, you know what I mean? The people from there are often grounded and humble and honest and say what they think. So I think that's him. You get a good guy, you get a good person, a nice person. I think your fans will like him a lot because he's open-minded all the day. And if you get an interview with him after the game or at the training sessions, he will be honest all the time. Sometimes that's a little bit strange because he's really, really honest about things. He says what he thinks, but I think that's what make him friendly. That's what makes him enjoyable, likable. So I think you get a good person at Wolverhampton, and his reputation in the Bundesliga is nearly the same like VfB Stuttgart fans. So I think he fits perfect to Wolverhampton. You get a nice player, nice striker, a good football player as well. He can play ball. So congratulations for a great signing, Wolves fans.
So big thanks once again to Simeon. Hopefully you guys learned a lot more about Sasa Kalajdzic, who is about to become Wolves' brand new forward. At the time of recording, it's not yet been announced. I'm hoping it's going to be very, very soon. I think it's unlikely that he's going to be part of the squad to face off against Bournemouth on Wednesday night, but we may well see him take part in Saturday's game at Molineux against Southampton. Guys, let me know your thoughts on this signing. Be sure to hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you all very, very soon.